guys, it's Sam, and if you can't tell, I've rearranged my bookshelves because I've done a giant culling of my bookshelves, and I wanted to talk to you about unhauling books. So this was originally going to kind of be an unhaul video, but I just don't have the time or the patience right now to hold up all the books I'm unhauling. I'm looking at them over there, and there's way too many. So I can't, but I want to talk about like the whole process of unhauling books and kind of the evolution of booktube channels, which I talked about briefly on my recent live show with Sarah Jane at the Book Life, and just things about the unhauling of books and stuff, because I did it over the last day and it's been a very liberating experience, but it's also been a very daunting experience, and this is the most books that I've ever unhauled, and it's nice, but it's also like I was stressed out, like, right? So I was looking at my shelves and I was like, you know what, I'm never going to get to all of these books. And there's so many books that I got when I first joined BookTube that I was excited about back then and I've kind of lost interest in over time. And books that are farther down the totem pole for what I want to read, and I just don't want to prioritize those over books I'm really excited about. Like, I just want to read books I'm really excited about. I don't have a lot of time to read right now. I'm very busy with grad school and work and a bunch of million things that I always tell you guys about, so you know. So I don't have time. And I was looking at my shelves and I was like, you know what, I really want to have stuff I'm really excited about on here. And I didn't get rid of everything. There are some in-between things that I left on here. But I really wanted to do that. So I did. And I decided I wanted to be really, really harsh with myself. I wanted to be like, really just pull off the band-aid quickly. Like, really get rid of a ton of things. And it was hard, but I ended up doing it over yesterday and today. Well, when I'm filming this, yesterday and today, and I'm happy with the result, but there was a lot of stuff that I was just like really feeling like about. So like I said, I felt a little bad, even though like books don't have feelings, but I felt really bad about some of the books that I had bought, especially with like book outlet hauls, which I know if you've been on BookTube long enough, everybody warns you about book outlet hauls and to not get like sucked into them. And man, is that ever true, because I feel like a lot of the books that I've been hauling are books that I got in book outlet hauls. A lot of them are stuff that I got used from like Abe books and stuff too, and then just never got around to. Like, I just picked up books a lot of the time, especially when I was new, that I just heard someone briefly talking about, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Like, I wasn't really looking into stuff, and that was fine when I had a ton of time to read, but then I kept accumulating new things, and new things come out, and better things that I'm more interested in came out, and it's just like, I can't anymore. But I still felt a level of like, oh, well, I wanted to read this at one point, what if it's really good, and I'm gonna miss out now, and it's just, yeah, you're gonna miss out on some books that are really good. You can't read everything, but like, I know that's a lot of these books, and I keep looking over at them because that's what I'm talking about. But I know with these books, like, I've passed them over for months, if not years, whenever I'm looking at my shelf. Like, a lot of my stuff, usually the stuff I've been reading is stuff that I've acquired within the last year. So I'm really not reading those older things that have been on my shelf longer. It's not necessarily books that aren't older, because I read a lot of backlist stuff. It's just stuff that's been on my shelf for a long time. It's like, you know, I'm never gonna get to this. The other books were some books that I got sent from publishers. Not really anything I asked for, but a lot of things, I've talked about this before in hauls. Sometimes once you get on a publisher list, you just get sent things unsolicited, which to people who don't get sent books ever, I'm sure is like a really huge blessing, and yeah, it's a cool thing. But eventually it's like you're getting sent stuff that you have no interest in, they didn't ask you about, and it's really wasteful. Like, I really hate it, because it ends up in these piles where I'm just like, I'm not going to read this and I never wanted it. And they just sent it to me because they have my address, and they could have sent it to somebody who really wanted it, who would have really appreciated it, and that sucks. So because of that reason, I am going to be doing a giveaway for a lot of these books, and I will talk about that more later on in the video a little bit, but I want these to go to people who really want them, and it's not me anymore. I also have a couple duplicates of books that was easy to get rid of, but there's some things that either I bought myself and then got in a box, or bought myself and then got sent by publisher, or got sent by publisher and then got sent in a box, like stuff like that. So there were a couple duplicates, but that overall wasn't the majority of stuff. I also have some ARCs that I was just like, I've either read and didn't care to buy the finished copy of and didn't really like that much, and getting rid of those. I struggled too with books that I felt mediocre about. I wasn't really sure like what to keep and what not to, where the line was with that. And there were moments where I was like, oh, I should keep this because what if I want to use it as an example in a video? And it's like, you don't need to do that. Like, you don't need to do that. I have editing software where I can put the cover on the screen. I don't need to do that. So I got rid of a lot of things that were just like mediocre. I got rid of some books in series where like I liked it enough, but I'm only keeping like the first book in that series and getting rid of the last two. Like, I don't need the full thing. Stuff like that. So that was kind of challenging too. And just and even books that I hate. So I think some of you guys know that there's a couple books that I've kept that I hate, and a couple of them I still have, because I hate them so much that I want to like hold them up and like beat them when I'm talking about them. So I've kept a couple of those, but it was a couple of times where I was like, should I keep them, should I not? Some of them I gave up and I got rid of, and some of them I held on to, so that was an interesting journey too. But there, like I said, there are some books still that I'm on the fence about, so I'm keeping them for a little while, and then in 6 months or so I'm going to do another culling and see if, like, you know, what I feel about things. I also got some organizational stuff so I can remove things immediately, like if I get sent something or whatever that I can just immediately start getting rid of. I do want to do more giveaways, but giveaways are hard. I never make it to the post office, that's why I never do them, and I don't like only being able to do US giveaways. I want to be able to do international, but I can't pay for the shipping, so that kind of sucks. So yeah, and then there's stuff like ARCs that I want to hold on to that I know I have some like highly sought after ARCs, and it's like, well, should I keep these for later for books for trade? Like, it was a whole huge process. Like, listen, this is, yeah, this is intense, and a lot of these books I've had since the very beginning of my channel. I know some of you are going to ask, since I just said that I did totally like revamp my shelves for the most part. I mean, certain things are pretty similar, but I did rearrange a lot of my shelves. I don't think I'm going to do a bookshelf tour, like a full one right now. People have asked for it even before I did this whole culling of the shelves, and I just don't have time to film them right now. It takes a long time to film. It takes a long time to film and edit a whole bookshelf tour. I don't think I've done one since 2015, so yes, my shelves have changed a ton, but I just don't think I have the time right now. So I am going to probably do a brief like panning of everything, just to kind of show you a little bit. I'm not really super happy with some of the organizations. That might change up a bit, but I spread my shelf out into my red books, which are all behind me, and then I did a TBR shelf, which I never thought that I'd do, and I color coded it in rainbow colors. So that's something I never thought I was going to do. I never really liked the TBR shelf idea. I liked having all my books organized in with each other, all together, and kind of by genre, and that's kind of what's bothering me now, is that things are kind of like haphazardly all over the place, because a lot of my stuff, it was like to be read, well, not a lot of it, it's actually half and half exactly, so that's nice. But it lets me look at what I have. It lets me know that if I get to the bottom of the shelf, then I need to make some decisions about stuff that I'm not going to keep, because I can't be doing, like, I have a whole giant IKEA shelf of my TBR. I don't need to make it any bigger than that. So it lets me look at everything. It lets me remember things that I might have been forgetting, because I was tending to go to like a certain part of my shelf to pick out books, because that was like the fantasy and sci-fi stuff that I really wanted to read, and now I can see everything and kind of like see what jumps out at me. So I think I'll have a better chance of reading a wider variety of things I might have forgotten about. And it's pretty. It's aesthetically pleasing. I'm still like not sure. I feel like it's really hard to do rainbow bookshelves, okay? Like, I was doing this for a few hours today and it was hard. So that wasn't fun, because I was like, this is so exhausting. Because there's certain books that have spines that have a bunch of different colors on them, and like, where do they go? So that was a little bit anxiety producing, but I'm happy it's done, and I'm ready to get these books that I'm getting rid of out of my house. So for my giveaway, I'm going to show you the books that I'm giving away, but ultimately I'm going to be putting them all in the description box below that are available. So I'm going to have everything run through Rafflecopter. Rafflecopter is just a separate app that lets you enter all your information, then it will randomly pick somebody at the end that wins. So it's much easier than doing any kind of other way of doing things. So it allows you different entries and stuff like that. I'm going to do that, and then as people win, I'm going to be filling up a box of books for them. This box is going to be the first box that's going to get filled up. So the first winner will have to go through the list of books and rank them by the order, you know, the priority that they want them in, and then I'm going to go through and put the books in their priority in here until this gets full. That's the first one. And then I'm going to go to the post office and see how much the shipping costs. And if that's the only one I can do, then that's the only one I can do, like, because I'm paying for shipping, and shipping's like really expensive, yo. So that's that. And then if I decide that I can do more shipping, I will pick a second winner, and that person will get to fill up this box. So these are my two biggest boxes that I have. So then that person will fill up that box with the remaining things, the remaining ones. They'll get to rank, you know, out of the remaining list. I'll send them the remaining list, and they get to rank theirs by importance, and then by importance they will go in this box. I really want to send people boxes of books that they really want. I don't want to waste things. I didn't want to just randomly pick things myself to go in there, because then these books might go to somebody who doesn't want them either. That's like not the goal. That's really wasteful. And then at the end, if there's books left over, which I'm sure there will be, I'll keep doing this. I have a couple other boxes and maybe some individuals and stuff. I'll keep doing this, and then whenever I feel like I can't pay anymore for it, then I will just be taking these to my either probably local library and getting rid of the remainder that way. So I will kind of briefly scan you the things, but you won't know exactly what all of them are until I link them down below. But I just want to give you a visual representation of how many books I'm getting rid of, because it's insane. It's a lot, and I'm excited, but now they need to go. Like, I've been staring at them this whole video because they have to go. They've worn out their welcome. So those are all of the books that I am getting rid of. I'm so happy they need to go. Some of them have been there for a little while because I recently did another kind of unhaul, but they've just been sitting there. Now they're leaving. They've worn out their welcome. They have to go. Isn't it overwhelming? Oh my gosh, it just makes me so anxious just looking at them. And here's my lovely rainbow colored TBR shelf. And here are what my red shelves look like. So yeah, those are my new shelves, and it's nice. It's nice to have a new, clean design to look at and to see the visual representation of what I still have to read versus what I've read, and the fact that it's equal, if not more, actually, on my red shelves and stuff. And I'm excited to get rid of those books. I never used to be somebody that wanted to get rid of books. I wanted to have as many books as possible because I felt like I was always going to get to them, and at this point, I just feel like my tastes are changing, that I don't necessarily want to read the books I used to want to read, and that I want to have books that I'm really excited about on my shelf, because life is too short to just read books that you kind of go into thinking maybe you're not going to like it. So I have really changed over the time that I've been here on BookTube, and I'm not regretful of any of those hauls. They were fun. I was really excited about those books when I got them, but I'm looking forward to these books going to better homes. Again, this is a collection that was over 3 years in the making. Like, it's not like I just got these books over last month and I'm now getting rid of them. Like, it's not like that. This is a very long time accumulation. I never would have thought that I would have had too many books, and I still don't think I would have had like too many books, but I like having things in my shelf that I'm excited about, that I know I really want to read. I know that my tastes are changing. I think it's really common to see people, the more that they're on BookTube, the longer they're on BookTube, doing unhauls, changing things up. Your tastes change, and there's nothing wrong with that. Happy with this now, and getting rid of these books and having a more maintainable shelf instead of just continuing to buy shelves. And yeah, at the beginning I was like, I don't care if people are unhauling books, I would never, oh my gosh. And things have changed, and I'm happy with it. I'm still gonna always have a big collection. Just a big collection of things I'm really excited about and love. So again, all the information will be linked down below for the giveaway and when it takes place and all of that kind of stuff. I haven't figured it out as of filming this video quite yet, so that's why I'm not giving you like exact dates, but everything will be linked down below. Everything will be in the description box. Everything is there. Also, I'll be telling you in there the condition of some of the books, because some of the books aren't in the best condition. I already had gotten them used or something, or a couple of them are like library edition, so I will link that down below as well next to them. So if there's nothing next to them, then they're perfectly good condition, like new, everything's fine. Obviously, I can't prevent anything happening in transit, but like in my list, it'll be how everything is. So if you're super picky about books, then maybe don't do this unless, like, you know, you'd only pick books that are definitely in good condition or whatever. They're not books that I ever ruined. It's books that I had gotten already used, usually from A book hauls and stuff like that. So comment down below, let me know what you think about book unhauling, what your thoughts have been about like culling your bookshelves and your experiences on that, and all of that fun stuff. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!